This video is a result of a press conference held on March 30th, whereby the president deemed some of the reporters were being nasty and terrible, and they in turn could not understand why someone on staff wasn't fact-checking him. So, to answer that, I bring you the Fable of the Walrus. "How's it going down there?" barked the leader of the walrus herd. He was perched high on a cliff above the shore. He waited for the answer. Down below, the minion walruses conferred among themselves. Things weren't going well at all, but no one wanted to break the news to the leader. They were afraid to speak the truth and face the consequences. Expulsion from the herd. "What will we tell him?" whispered the walrus XO. For several weeks, the water level in the nearby bay had been falling steadily, and it had become necessary to travel farther to catch the dwindling supply of herring. Someone should tell the leader, but who and how? Finally, the XO spoke up. "Things are going pretty well, boss," he said. The thought of the receding waterline made his heart grow heavy, but he went on. "As a matter of fact, the beach seems to be getting larger." The leader grunted. Fine, he said. "That will give us a bit more elbow room." He closed his eyes and he continued basking in the sun. The next day brought more trouble. A new herd of walruses moved in down the beach, and with a shortage of herring, the invasion could be dangerous. No one wanted to tell the boss, though only he could take the steps necessary to meet the new competition. The XO approached the leader. After some small talk, he said, "Oh, by the way, boss, a new herd seems to have moved into our territory." The leader's eyes snapped open, and he filled his great lungs in preparation for a mighty bellow. But the XO added quickly, "Of course we don't expect any trouble. They don't look like herring eaters to me, more interested in minnows. And as you know, we don't bother with minnows ourselves." The leader let out the air with a long sigh. Good, he said. "No point in our getting excited over nothing." Things didn't get any better in the weeks that followed. One day, peering down from his rock, the leader noticed that part of the herd seemed to be missing. Summoning the XO, he grunted peevishly, "What's going on? Where is everyone?" The fearful XO didn't dare tell the leader, yet many of the younger walruses were leaving to join the new herd. Clearing his throat nervously, he said, "Well, boss, we've been tightening things up a bit, getting rid of some of the deadwood. After all, a herd is only as good as the walruses in it." "Run a tight ship, I always say," he grunted, glad to hear that all is going so well. Before long, everyone but the XO had left to join the new herd, and the XO realized that the time had come to tell the leader the facts. Terrified but determined, he flopped up to the large rock. "Chief," he said, "I have some bad news. The rest of the herd has left you." The old walrus was so astonished that he couldn't even work up a bellow. "Left me?" he cried. "All of them? But why? How could this happen?" The XO didn't have the heart to tell him, so he merely shrugged. "I can't understand it," the old walrus said. "And just when everything was going so well."